Greetings, one and all. I'm Kerrik52, and we have made it down into the second floor of Yog-Sothoth, where fresh nightmares await. Like this thing. This is a bit of a pattern with the game, where there are just a bunch of basically unkillable horrors that will kill you if you walk too close to them. Like so. Not recommended. So let me put down a new save here. And check out this room without awakening Mr. Tin Man. Hello, ma'am. God damn it, it was Yog-Sothoth in disguise. I hate when that happens. Noticing the pattern yet? There's a lot of this to be had. Whoa. That's nothing, a little bit of save scumming and common sense can't help. This is what we want. I think that's one of 2 ammo pickups for the rifle. Also, gramophone. This thing is a bit of a trap, because I think it's the heaviest or near heaviest object in the game. So I will be dropping it momentarily. Jeremy and his niece, so that would be Emily. I assume she has unique text for this too. The poker is useless. The matchbox is pretty good. Because that's how you light the lamp. So let's just sneak on by. Careful, careful. There we go. See, even the mansion is celebrating my success. Can I dump some more items while I'm here? Won't need that anymore. Look at these delicious camera angles. Also, notebook. Oh boy. Want another one? Very satisfying gunplay, somehow. There's some good heft to shooting things. Probably because I'm so slow and the aiming is so limited. So annoyingly, you can't reveal that window, which just bothers me. What about in here? Nothing. Okay, let's check out that notebook.
Diary of Jeremy Hartwood.
September 27th, 1924. I have decided to keep this diary. Too many inexplicable events have taken place recently. Never have dreams so haunted my every waking moment. Perhaps my romantic mind was too dull, and has only now woken up to these new paths and visions.
Always an exciting piece of development.
Some, seeing my recent paintings, may question my sanity. I can only ask them, what is sanity? Where does madness begin?
I feel like if you're asking these questions, perhaps you've already gone too far.
September 28th, 1924. The night is pitch black. I am again drenched in sweat. I was wandering in the dunes, among giant standing stones. They were arranged in a circle, and the wind whistled about them. I plunged my hand into the soil and felt that repulsive thing which was trying to catch me. It seized me. I struggled to break free of its loathsome embrace and managed to tear my hand away. It was covered in sticky substance. I was gripping a knife.
I'm not sure what they're getting at here, but let's move on.
October 5th, 1924. The stone circle is a pentacle. Yog-Sothoth's library is filled with books on the occult. I will study those books until I find some explanation for the dreams. The visions that haunt me must be connected to my discoveries. I shall have to undertake a profound exploration of my dreams.
So I haven't actually read the, let's see, it's the Unknown Worlds of Dreaming Kadath? I forget what it's actually called, but dream worlds are a big thing in Lovecraft.
December 16th. Dear God, I have found the knife. It was hidden here, and what I have learned fills me with apprehension. It is a sacrificial dagger belonging to some unholy cult. The thought of that blade tearing through human flesh horrifies me, yet I must continue my research. Yog-Sothoth is a storehouse of treasures.
Can't go too far in Lovecraft without some funky cults.
Was my father right, after all? January 23rd. I spend all my days plunged in dusty books. The servants are convinced I am mad. At night, I awaken them with my screams. The dreams are draining what sanity I still have. I have tried staying awake, but in vain. My visions have changed. No doubt the influence of my father's research. February 7th, 1925. The Dark Man, that is what I call him, has revealed his true face to me. He appeared, as usual, near the fireplace, but this time he approached me. His terrible smile will haunt me to my dying day. His breath was ice, and his burning eyes froze me. I could not move. I know, as surely as I have ever known anything, that the face I saw, the face that has turned my nights into hellish torture, is the mask of death.
Or a sleep paralysis demon.
March 10th. My exhaustion is beyond description. The endless reading burns my eyes. It seems that pirates frequented the area. Dr. Herbert insists I keep to my bed. I have moved to another bedroom and sleep much better now. The Dark Man has not gone, however. I know it. He will wait for as long as he must. Unless I, Jeremy Hartwood, can find a way to send him back to whatever hell he comes from. March 11th. My poor knowledge of Greek and Latin is a serious handicap to my reading. I have, nevertheless, made a great step forward. I drew the symbol on the floor. He can no longer go there. I want him to understand that I can do the same thing in my bedroom.
So we can actually find this symbol in the room he's talking about later, and it does have a special effect.
I can imagine his rage and frustration. Only last night he found his way back into my dreams. March 13th. The translation will seriously dent what money I have left. I cannot paint. My pictures are clearly the work of a lunatic. The collector Thornhill's embarrassed smile was proof of that. March 29th. He has come back. He found the door to my dreams. I am too weary to attempt any defense. I have no strength left to fight, and he knows it. He considers me dead already. Could I possibly? March 30th. How ironic! The cave my father sought for so many years is here, beneath the house. Waits. The butler discovered a crack in the cellar wall. A breeze blows in through it, icy and repugnant. I am filled with horror at the thought of my father dying in this place.
Well, we haven't gone to the cellar yet, but this merits investigation.
I will carry to my grave the vision of his face contorted in the agony of that fatal heart attack. His body was twisted. He had wept. His fingernails were torn and bloody from scrabbling at the floor. Dr. Gray concluded that death had been due to a heart attack. It was Waits, who some time later was informed that my poor father had in fact bitten off his tongue and choked on his own blood.
I guess that's what happens when you run out of sanity points.
March 31st. I explored the caverns in a dream. The dark man came with me. Strangely, I felt almost well. How can I describe what I saw? No. What words are capable of explaining such evil?
Spoilers, I'm pretty sure he saw a tree.
I realized that my death was of no interest to him. The dark man wants something else. He seeks a body. His avid servants are now free. I am the cause. It is almost funny. A curse is on Derceto. From the foundations to the very rooftop. I can no longer struggle, let alone eradicate the evil that grips the house. The end is very near. I can feel it. I have taken the decision to... May he who finds this diary pray for my soul.
So that was a pretty great performance of a man going mad over a big period like that. Love it. And that gives us a lot of information to work with. And also, we have this thing. The most evil of all places in horror games. The bathroom. And it's haunted by an evil jellyfish. Oh no, oh no. This is bad. I think I'm gonna retry that one. Because I kinda wanna make a profit in health points here. Yep, we take those. So I don't think I can close the door here. Let's try it. No, that's not what I wanted. Damn it. Yeah, closing doors isn't really a thing you should be doing. Once more. So, when the game is this mean, despite being so simplistic, come on. There we go. So, 12 hit points. Let's just grab this immediately. 32. Well above par. Just now my inventory is full. Let's go into this room too. This room is in the dark! I can still move around, but we can't see. This lamp is off. There we go. Much better. I got a heavy statue and a book. And also, there's a fun little interaction. Kind of like how in Sweet Home where you swap party members and the light got out, even though the other party had an active light source. Here, in order to search, I actually need to remove the lamp and get some bullets. It's really just an engine limitation that's kind of annoying. And now...
A Brightness from Afar, by Lord Boleskine, an account of his celebrated voyage to New England, 1824, Alistair Publications, Cambridge.
So the name Boleskine probably isn't familiar to you. It wasn't to me either. But this book and another one is related to their follow-up game, Shadow of the Comet, which is a straight-up adventure puzzle game without any combat, I think. It carries on the themes and has even more Lovecrafty stuff in it. So let's see what this is all about.
Following a splendid journey, the sunny harbour came into sight. The locals were much impressed with one's arrival in their midst. One had time to sketch several of them and notice signs of degeneracy. Some children showed one their queer hands that would inspire uneasiness.
Okay, so this is an old-timey book from 1824. I am going to take the most positive of readings of that text and pretend that's all it means.
Upon the promise of a few coins, a child is undertaken to reveal to one a most prodigious phenomenon of a natural order. One admits to being skeptical as to the prodigiousness of the marvel, whatever it may be. Indeed, one suspects it to be little more than an evening stroll to some charming wooden hut situated in the forest hereabouts. One will nonetheless go, for it is always well to submit to such local enthusiasms.
God, he is such a colonialist.
One admits to being somewhat flabbergasted. The Milky Way shone like the fires of the apocalypse from the inky celestial vault. Certain distant stars, normally invisible to the naked eye, were clearly visible, glittering indeed with a strange intensity. The heavy clouds that had settled above the village had no hold over that place. It would be pointless to offer here the names of the constellations one perceived in utter clarity. Apart from the interminable length of such a list, one might conceivably risk being charged with exaggeration.
Heavens, no, not exaggeration.
The cross cast its shadow on the ground. The sea in the distance was dead calm. Tonight, one will return to that spot and draw those stars. Tomorrow night, one will at last see Halley's comet in all its brilliance. The youngster will carry torches, despite one's developed sense of direction. Honed by years of travel, one feels incapable of finding one's way through the dark forest unaided.
May I suggest a torch?
The drawings will, one is convinced, set light to the souls of men. Such a moon! One lost count of the craters, so sharply was their definition. Loath as one is to seem excessive in one's appraisal, one cannot but feel that the forest clearing is indeed a place outside the common laws of time and space. Surely it is not an hallucination.
I don't know, man, you kind of sound off your rocker a little bit.
How strange to consider that idle conversation, some research in the British Museum, and a voyage to this backwood village should culminate in so astounding a discovery. It may be that others have noticed the extraordinary nature of that place. How else could one explain the presence of that cross?
Interesting. So that isn't as vivid as Hartwood's journal, of course, but it sort of paints a... Oh, there's no room. Time to go. I like the way these stories sort of paint a wider world of mysteries and... mysteries, intrigue, and like weird happenings. Should have some space here soon. Also, time to save. Do. Yeah, this is the bullshit we're dealing with. And this will kill me pretty quickly. Yeah, 12. Yep. Thankfully, I have a solution. Ta-da! Since I have some space to spare, let me just... There we go. One more. Now, you see this? This is one of the paintings he drew in a fit of madness, presumably. And this is your one in-game hint of how to deal with the final boss. There is another hint in the manual that's just the solution written backwards, which is very silly, and you'll probably forget this in time for the actual fight, which feels kind of lame. Speaking of lame... Yeah, this gallery is just tons of fun. Let me just sneak in here. There we go. This room is in the dark. And here we have a creature from another dimension, so I'm just going to leave very, very quietly. See ya around. Not even close. There's a lot to do in the library, because it's the library in a Lovecraft game, but we'll be back. Let's go explore the first floor. First order of business is to dump the gramophone where I actually need it. So here, just about. And then see if you can guess what happens now. Surprise! It's whatever this is. See ya, Ed boy. Evil has once again triumphed. Let's go the other way. So what I want to do is explore the kitchen. Tons of stuff in here. We got soup. Let's have a taste. Human flesh. Hate when that happens. Free matchbox. Always good. Nothing. Oh boy. Time to move fast. Got a box of shoes. And a zombie. Well, I could risk beating him up, but I do have ammo now. Nice and easy. Now for more of my stuff. Let me reload my lamp here. And let's grab some water too. It's a secret tool that will help us later. Same goes for our present in the shoebox. It's a gun! Which Edward didn't take with him, even though he said he had a 38 on him. Weird. Move this. Remove that. There we go. Good old reliable 12 shooter. And then if we check the pantry. Oh yeah, there is a... There's a knife here, but fists are enough. Cellar key. And some biscuits. And it just so happens, 32 health. 37 health. That was the last healing item in the game. I only have 37 health to work with for the remainder of the adventure. So, saves coming ahoy! On that note, I want to go down into the cellar and then call it an episode. Getting somewhere. This place can be a bit dangerous, hence the saving. Because these rats here are unkillable and they will stun lock the hell out of you. Can't recommend it. They also sound like birds for some reason. Not sure why, but so I wanted the bullets and then try to navigate this nightmare. Book. Sure, we'll take this too. Haha. Oh shit, it's still alive. Now that I'm kind of safe, let me just update my save here. Then go and do something stupid. Because I feel like we haven't had enough bizarre and horrific deaths for this episode, have we? Hello? Oh, hello! Yeah, this place is just filled with surprises. So I'm going to sit right here and read this book. I can also drop the block. I don't need it. Oh yeah, and I can reload my gun. Again. .18 shooter.
The trial of Captain Pregzt, as reported by his faithful companion Elisha Smith, known amongst his fraternity by the awful name of Captain Ellie Hell. Transcribed from the log found aboard the wreck of the frigate Astarte by H. Hartwood.
By all the devils! Roared Pregzt, glaring at William, the judge. Curse it, Will! It'll take much more than every cannon in the blasted navy to make me change me mind. You're the greatest blackguard that ever joined our fraternity. Am I not Pregzt, captain of the Astarte, and bloodiest villain in all the 7 seas?
I'd believe it.
Bloody Izek, they call me. And you think I'll tell you where I hid my treasure? The tribunal of the Corsairs' fraternity murmured at this. Pregzt was indeed all he claimed. The judge, One-Eyed William, slammed his fist on the table and silence was restored. Shut your mouth, Pregzt! You didn't pay the fraternity its rightful share, and that means only one thing. You'll hang by the neck from a yardarm, you scurvy cur! Here's the rope twisted by Satan himself. You threaten me, Will? Many a man better than yourself has lived to regret holding a cutlass in my face. You'll be begging for mercy, mark my words. That shook One-Eyed William, and no mistake. Danny waved his hook in the air and shouted, Pregzt was always a loudmouth. The law says we hang him. The jurors took up the cry, Hang him! It was Pregst's turn to slam his fist on the table. He threw back his head and roared with laughter. You fools! You want to kill what will never die? Try it! Once more, the assembled Corsairs murmured. There was unease in the air. They remembered what happened to Chuck, the gizzard slitter. the man who opened his mouth once too often. It was night, and a bitter wind whipped the New England coast. Snug inside the Dead Horse Inn, one of the Astartes men was talking. His name was Chuck, and his subject was black magic. He told stories of human sacrifices, voodoo rites, and zombies.
So we do actually have proper classical voodoo zombies going around here.
He told a tale of a time when their luck was down and they were holed up in a Florida swamp.
The horror.
Pregzt went missing. When he returned, he shouted, "'Tis the devil that guides us now, me hearties!" Whether that was true or not, the Astarte began taking loot after juicy loot. The favorite song of the Astartes men, "Crash the Bones," was replaced by a new one. A skull, go to port saber, to starboard. Pass over that will, and with death you'll deal. If you cut a rope, cut the right, I hope, or then, I don't mind, the death you will find. The next day, as you may have guessed, Chuck's body was found with a dagger plunged between his shoulder blades. Chuck's face was fixed in a ghastly grin. Molten lead had been poured down his throat.
Oh, that's a bad way to go.
Whatever way things happened next, and I don't have the details, Pregzt was with us again, and we set sail for Florida. We anchored the frigate not far from New Orleans. Taking a few trusted companions with him, Pregzt set off into the swamp. They carried large wooden chests with them. 2 days later, we heard shots being fired and screams. Pregzt arrived soon after that and claimed they'd been attacked by alligators. He alone managed to escape with his life.
I don't trust this man.
He went on to say that the time had come to share out the spoils of our many loots. I was given command of the Astarte, while Pregzt handed 3 chests over to the crew. The chests were full of gold and precious gemstones. The rum flowed that night, and the stars shone bright. All at once, I noticed a tall man dressed in black. Pregzt introduced him to me. "Here's a hearty mate. You can call him Keith. Many a tale he could tell." Pregzt laughed loudly and held up a roll of parchment. "And his hideout, none better." The parchment fell to the ground, partly unrolling. I noticed what seemed to be a map of underground tunnels, a veritable maze of caverns. Pregzt continued, "I'm giving up the pirate's life. The Astarte's in your hands now, my lad. She's a fine ship, and my reputation goes with her. Should any man call me coward, then break his head for me. I'm leaving you only because I found a treasure more precious than the purest of gold."
I think we're getting somewhere with this, and it doesn't sound good.
Keith spoke to him then. "It is midnight. They are ready, and we must go." The stranger turned his cold eyes on me and said in a soft, chilling voice, "Sometimes Pregzt talks too much. Forget what he just said, and maybe you'll live." The fellow's words froze the marrow in my bones, and it was all I could do to mumble, "I'll not breathe a word." The canoe slid away into the night. Their torches disappeared in the distance of the swamp. My snoring companions didn't hear the insidious rhythm of far-off drums.
That's quite the tale. Let me just get to safety here. Nice backflip. Yeah, those rats are killer. So that was a lengthy story. But it is important to ground us for what comes next. And if you don't know what is behind one of the other doors down on the first floor, then I assure you, you are not ready even though the game just told you what we will find. Until then, farewell.